Well, Max, it's great to have you here on our series Working in Web3, where we want to find out what you think of it, what your experience has been. So great having you here.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Cool. The first question we would like to know is what inspired you working in Web3 and how you came to work in that space.
I first found out about Bitcoin in 2013 from a computer hardware forum, of course, through the Bitcoin mining angle back then. I didn't really understand it until 2016, I would say. But I think as soon as I understood that it was a global settlement layer, I understood that the technology itself was valuable, and then kind of all of the implications around what does it mean for someone to self-custody their funds, later take part in DeFi via financial services, is really empowering technology for the individual, which I found pretty inspiring. Became kind of a hobby, more of an obsession, 2016 through 2020, I would say, and then started working in the industry 2021, initially at a custodian, later at a self-custody wallet, and later at a validator technology company. And in 2022, I also started my own validator company. Been kind of getting more technical over time.
Cool. And for you as a co-founder, which learnings did you have or key challenges?
We've been cutting our teeth on new blockchains, helping to launch new blockchains. There's always kind of a lack of tooling. No one has any experience in the beginning. So a key challenge is just familiarizing yourself with how things work, what tools are out there to help you get done what you need to get done. But otherwise, for me personally, managing a team and learning all the other skills around running a business, whether it be accounting related or any of the kind of TradFi things that you need to do when running a traditional business, that's all been new to me as well. So it's been a lot on the technical side, but also kind of on the more traditional side as well.
It sounds like a lot. That's true. And when you are hiring people or working with people, what traits are you looking for in them when you hire, or which traits do you value when you work with them?
I think willingness to learn is number one, because everything's so new, right? Nobody has over, let's say, 10 years of experience in blockchain because it just hasn't really existed as an industry for that long. So you're going to need to learn new things. Someone who's passionate about the technology, passionate about learning, likes to, get their hands dirty. That's the main thing. That's arguably more important than how much experience they have when they arrive, I would say.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also, what would you say are the challenges currently in Web3 or working in Web3 in general?
I think it's a very unique industry, right? Because a lot of us are remote in different countries, just navigating how to organize and how to work together. And yeah, like I said earlier, figuring out how to use existing tooling, how to use open source projects that have already been built, and how to build on top of those to create value in the ecosystem and in the industry. We're definitely past the point where we need to reinvent the wheel every time. I think now it's a matter of figuring out what exists, what needs to get built, and what's the best way of going about doing that.
That makes sense. Now, my favorite part, the fun questions. If you would have to describe your job or your position or your company even as a person, how would you describe it?
As a person, that's a good question. It would be someone probably with a technical background, but a bit of a creative bent as well. Someone that likes to work on many things, and someone who's maybe a bit of a workaholic. I think we all probably work too much around here, but that's another story.
That's true. And also another fun question: if you were not a founder for one day in your company, is there a role you would like to try from your team or your company?
That's a good question. I don't really envy the developers, I'm going to be honest. I have coded a bit in the past, but it's not something I think I would do well doing as a primary role. Maybe the designer, I think, has quite a cool role. It's also fun working with him on branding exercises and things. Maybe I would say kind of going more in the creative direction would be cool.
Cool, nice. And for the last question, which advice would you give to newcomers who want to start working in Web3 or maybe even found an own Web3 company?
I think because the industry is so young, a lot of people are coming in and learning everything from the basics, right? None of us came into this industry with any prior experience or knowledge, really. So everyone has started from the same place. I would kind of say that as an encouragement that we all got here by just learning everything from scratch. Now there's university programs and things, which is also awesome, but you can definitely learn everything you need to just by playing with wallets, looking at what open source tooling exists, going to conferences, building your network, getting to know people in person as much as you can. And yeah, just diving in. If you're a developer, build some open source tools or help an ecosystem or a project as much as you can, and kind of build your brand and your experience on that. There's plenty of work to be done. It's just a matter of finding an ecosystem, a community, and getting your hands dirty.
Cool. Well, this was great advice. Very interesting to know what you think. Thanks for being here, and I hope we see each other soon again.
Thanks so much. It was fun.